The block height is 850275. You are listening to the one and only Art of Freedom. Welcome, everyone. It's a joy to have you here this fine evening. Hopefully, feeling very creatively inspired this week and looking to empower the individual to stand up against Big Brother through creative means, just like our wonderful art here. Hopefully, having a great week so far. Uh, I thought Flo was going to be in Canada. I think she is in Canada, but I'm going to invite her on the mic anyway. Mike, Flo, your name's not Mike. Flo is on the mic. Flo, what's going on?
Hey, I'm actually at the SATS market here in Calgary.
Wait, that's great. So, what's going on at the moment?
It's so beautiful. So many Bitcoiners just selling and their stuff and so much value. Everyone's paying with SATs. Lightning wallets are like really hot. Like you're spending all your SATs in amazing stuff, and I'm enjoying it so much.
That's awesome. I'm really happy for you, Flo. I was really worried at one point that you might not make it, and you might have drowned due to the Calgary weather.
Yeah, that was crazy. So it actually were pieces of ice falling from the sky. I don't know how those are called in English, but yeah, I rarely see those in my winter, and this is summer here. So yeah.
That's where the Welsh weather has definitely gone over there. And I commend you because I know Bitcoiners go out their way to have like boating accidents, but that's pretty extreme to go to Canada and then get washed away there.
Yeah, no, but you know what? It's been lovely, and the city is very beautiful, and I'm amazed by how much of a Bitcoin community it's been built here, and yeah, I really hope people can come here and experience it.
That's awesome. And have you been to the rodeo yet?
No, not yet. I actually arrived like 2 days ago. It was a really long flight, like 24 hours. And yeah, and I was so lucky because I arrived like at 12 p.m. one day, and then the very next morning, the airline company was doing a strike, and no, every flight got canceled. So I barely made it.
Well, I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're in good hands. Sounds like you're in good hands in the Bitcoin market there. And when are you due to do your talk?
That's tomorrow. So the conference starts tomorrow, and I'll be talking about fiat culture and Bitcoin culture. Very similar to what we talk here, but still I'm very nervous and also very excited. And it's going to be at well, local time 11:30 in the morning.
Okay, that's really really cool. And is there? Are they going to play that back at some point so we could have listened to it, or is it?
Yeah, I think you can see the live stream that actually is really good. Like if you go search for past editions of the Bitcoin Rodeo, it's like really, really good. And there will be then like videos and all of that to catch up.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to it, and best of luck with your chat there tomorrow. I know you'll be fine, Flo. You're knocking it out the park. I was. The show was better. I think when I wasn't on it, those two double.
No, don't say
So,
that.
here we go. But I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're listening in here tonight. And just before we get on to the main guest today, just a few quick announcements. Um, First of all, we're looking to grow the art of freedom as much as possible. Some of you may or may not have received an email today, a newsletter, something that we're looking to do in the future just to circulate more Bitcoin art news. Probably something I'm going to do once a month. And if anyone wants to get that news, it's annoying, but it's the only way at the moment. I'll look into it when I've got more time. But just go on to rebelmoney.art. At the bottom there's a newsletter subscribe thing. So just pop your email in there. I don't need to know your name, don't need any other details, and it'll go out about once a month. And then secondly, of course, if there's any other artists in the room that would love to get some content out there, I'd be really more than happy to get that on there. After all, this is a Bitcoin art newsletter. So if you're having a project that's coming up and you want to kind of get out to more Bitcoin artists, collectors, and just people that are interested, please send it to me, and then I can put it on email there, and then hopefully you can get your word out about your project. Second quick announcement before we get onto it is that very proud to announce that the Art of Freedom is actually running the whale walkthrough event at the in Nashville this year. So we'll be giving tours to Wales, not the country. Ironically, I do see the irony here that a Welshman is leading the Wales through the art gallery, um, and that's happening in Nashville. But at the same time, Bitcoin art isn't just for Wales; it's for absolutely everyone. So what we are looking to do as well is have a pleb walkthrough, which is going to be just anyone who wants to come along, and we'll try and organise that. And at the end of that walkthrough as well, we're going to get we're going to do a live show from there, so a live spaces. So if you bring your headphones along, we'd love to have like an in-person spaces, so you can either listen around the world to what's going on, or you can be live with us in Nashville. We'll just be probably talking Bitcoin art and crap like I normally talk. So, but it's really exciting, and big props to Dennis and Bitcoin Magazine for sorting that out for us. So, and putting their faith in us as well. So really looking forward to that. So there we go. Announcements all done. Right, on to what we're here today for, which is to find out about the stories and inspiration behind the incredible Bitcoin artists of today. And we're here with part two of the German takeover. Last week we had Zitra, and he was on the show, and we had a great time. Lots of positive feedback from that show. Everyone seemed to have a great time and enjoy it. So we thought, why not go again? Let's get another German in. It must be the German link. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my good artist friend Raya to the mic. How you doing, mate?
Uh, Hi, Rebel. Hi, Flo. Um, Thanks for having me. I'm good.
Mate, it's absolutely an honor to have you on this evening. It's superb, and I have to say, in your profile picture, this whole Bitcoin art thing has really had taken its toll on you,
It's my kind of disguise. This picture. It's me, but it's yeah. I look into the future.
mate. Fair play, you're looking pretty handsome there, mate, with your laser eyes.
Yeah. You know what? The last days are actually pretty funny because Nashville is coming closer, and I'm way more often in my studio, more frequently doing the last touches, and I feel like not going to a Bitcoin conference. I feel like I'm going to a festival or like Woodstock or something because I feel such an inner peace in me, and I see a lot of friends of mine in this group too, which I will see. Um, crazy days, and it's still 3 weeks or something.
I know, mate. I'm counting the days now. Well, I'm kind of counting the days. I'm in that horrible artistic kind of conundrum where I really want to go, but at the same time, my piece is not finished slightly. So it's kind of. I can't wait for the party. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be like meeting up with friends. Like and it does feel like a festival because it kind of happens once a year, and we go across the pond and we just have a laugh constantly, isn't it? And but yeah, I am nervous. I haven't got my piece ready yet. It was seized. A key part of it was seized and destroyed at customs last week. So on Friday. So that's good to know. So I might not have. I've got an amazing box for it. The box looks incredible, but the piece itself is not good. How's your art piece going for Nashville? Better than
It's
mine, hopefully.
no, it's not. It's still in progress. But you know, the funny thing is, the last conference in Amsterdam where we showed our artworks, I was thinking, oh, Nashville, that's so far away. I got so much time. No worries this time. And where are we? Not finished yet. Yeah.
It does. It creeps up on you, doesn't it? It just comes out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
that's how it is. Yeah,
So, mate, I think before we go, before you give us hopefully give us a taster into what's happening in Nashville, I think the best place to begin is normally at the beginning. And so we need to cast our mind back. And obviously, in your case, like your profile image, it might have been, many years back to when you were a little bit younger. And tell us how you got on this crazy Bitcoin art journey.
yeah. Well, my artist journey started when I was like 14, 15, and I got a book into my hand which was called Subway Art, and this was about the graffiti scene in New York. And something happened. I always liked to draw. I always liked to illustrate uh, as a young kid. But then it was this part of being part of a movement, or a possible part of a movement, because in Germany graffiti was very, very, very underground and illegal. So I I'm very good with my parents. So I talked to my parents and I said, you know what, I want to do graffiti. And my father said, well, if you want to do it right. So let me scout for you when you do a wall. So with 14, I lived close to a park. I did my first graffiti with my father looking out that nobody saw me. Yeah,
That is awesome. That's one cool dad, mate. And
yeah, very cool dad.
I
Very cool
think
dad.
that
Yeah,
am I correct in saying as well, because we kind of talked a little bit about the German culture last week, and it was a fascinating conversation actually, in terms of Germans are much more likely to accept authority um, rather than go against it.
yeah. It's just yesterday I walked through a park. Right now the European Cup is in Germany, and there was a really long path where one guy just said, "You're not allowed to ride the bike here," and nobody was there. And all the people, they went off their bikes and they pushed it. They didn't ride it. I couldn't understand it, but that's also to push forward a little bit. Um, it's not that the illegal part attracted me too much, because I never got in trouble, thank God. But I like this movement. So what I did was, if I'm doing something, I do it right. I did graffiti, and I met a lot of people, because most of the stuff wasn't really available in Germany. So I traveled to Switzerland or to Holland, and we did graffiti there. Did a few trains. I did a whole car once in Switzerland, and then it became too much of a competition. So didn't interest me to do the most pieces. I was always interested in doing quality pieces. And then the walls I did, more and more times, friends of mine were busted. So this graffiti thing dried up a little bit. And if we, but I never, I never stopped. I have very good friends still in the scene, and if I can make it, we try to do one piece a year. And yeah, graffiti was it. I'm still using spray cans today. I feel comfortable with the colors. I feel comfortable with everything about it, the culture. And yeah, and if we go fast forward a little bit, most of the people here know I'm very, very good friends with Zidra, a friend of mine from Germany, and also an artist. And I remember when we talked, or I talked to him, and I said, you know what, I want to do fine art. And I was always interested in storytelling. And for me, one story, which was the best story ever told, is money. And it's very simple. If you think about it, you hold up a 10 euro bill and you tell somebody that's 10 euro and he believes you. So that's actually how our government is using money. And I said, you know what? I want to do something with money, but which is not um, too plakativ, we say in Germany, which is not too, too much into your face or straight up into your face. So I came across shredded money, and I love the idea just to bring it back together and tell a new story with it, make something good out of something bad. And so talked to Zitra about it and did actually without crypto in my mind, more hip hop culture and mantras and phrases. I did my first show in 2017 in a gallery, which is also a friend of Zitra here in Cologne. Very good gallery. And yeah, because it was shredded money, I called it, to cut a long story short.
Well, mate, that's really cool. You've had like, it seems like you've been around forever in the Bitcoin art space, and definitely since I got into it, you were definitely one of the people that an art I looked up to, and was like when I saw when I got into doing like 21ism and things like that, I was like, oh, it was amazing. I think you had the Silk Road piece, which I think Physique has or owns, which was pretty awesome. That really was really cool, and obviously the knuckle dusters there as well. And if I'm saying these wrong as well, the titles, I apologise. They're really amazing, and having the melted down um, Fiat then as well turned into these knuckle dusters, which is absolutely awesome, and really blows my mind. And even some of our our peers, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but Mr. Hansel in the audience as well described you as one of the most complete artists around, and I think that's very fair. Do you think that that grounding in the kind of the graffiti scene has set you up perfectly for kind of the Bitcoin art scene and kind of that underground rebellious ethos, and it was easy to transfer your storytelling over to there?
No, not really. I mean, it was my foundation of just creating something. And, in the beginning, when I did these graffiti, the people outside, they didn't like it. When it once hip hop grew and hip hop got more commercialized, then graffiti was widely accepted. And now you see it everywhere, illegal and a lot legal stuff. No, no, my real life um, toughened me up and uh, I needed that valve, which is art for me to just decompress my thoughts. I like to be creative, and I know a lot of people here in this room would share the same story. You need just this other language, which I think I'm still. I'm actually in the beginning. If you would ask me, everything I did till now is just testing the waters, and I have so many more ideas in my mind which I can't realize because the day just has 24 hours. But yeah, it's just a journey, and I'm glad that I met you. I met Flo. I met all these nice guys. I met Gus. Gus is also listening in Amsterdam, and these are actually the foundations for me as an artist today. Because without these people who help me, you know, refer you to the next person, refer you to the next conference, I wouldn't make it because for many years, in 2017, my first gallery show, I sold zero. I think I showed 30 or 40 pieces. I'm not sure. I sold zero, and even on Twitter, I began with, I don't know, 30 people. And also, I think I saw him here. Physique is in this room. No, he was. Physique was actually the one who found me on Twitter, put me on the map, and a lot of things started there. But we would need 3 hours to talk because he invited me to a group with uh, with great people, great collectors, and yeah, a lot of stuff started with Physique for me.
And that kind of first collector or that first person having kind of belief in your art is really important. And I think I speak on behalf of quite a few artists in this room, is where you had that one person that just bought your piece for what it was worth. And as an artist, I don't know, I remember like when the Believe piece sold at Amsterdam in 2022, I'm gonna say 2021, and it was incredible. I did like no incredible happy dance, and I think Mr. Hansel was there to witness the happy dance whilst he was eating all the duck burgers at the time.
Yeah, it's a
But
great
Yeah,
it's a great feeling to sell something because it's like a confirmation for you. You do something right. You touched somebody with it.
you have, and that's having that confirmation and that, and obviously, I don't know about you, but obviously, people parting with their hard-earned sats, money that I say it's more than money, Bitcoin, but if someone is willing to pay you in a very nice way, that Bitcoin value is going to go up higher than the value of your art, more than likely. And so to have someone have that faith, that is literally someone investing in you as an artist, as an individual, and also what you stand for as well, isn't it?
But isn't that crazy? In the regular art world, people invest in artworks. They want it to rise in price, and here we are in our it's not that underground bubble anymore, but in our bubble where people believe in you. They paid, I think, physique pay. I'm not sure the prices today, but or how much it was. But actually, if he would have kept his sets, he would have had more today. But he, as I said, I'm forever thankful. I still have to gift him a big painting I made 2 years ago. Um, yeah, it's unbelievable. But it's it's physique, but it's also because physique is a big collector of many things and many artists. It's also the the smaller ones. I see Bob here. Bob collected a piece. I yeah, I'm just thankful for all of them. But and please disturb me if I talk too much. But I have this. I always actually have this view. I'm doing this for me, but to keep going, I have to also depart and sell. I never wanted to be that artist with 30 unsold works in my studio. So I always try to make good pieces, quality artworks. And if they were not good enough, I have uh, many projects in my drawer which I didn't realize because I thought it's not the quality which deserves to be sold. But yeah, I always try to do good things on the quality wise.
100%, mate.
I just wanted to say, it's crazy how this that we're talking is like, you know, what you're asking these collectors, that we know the value of Bitcoin, and we are asking for Bitcoin payments, and I think it's beautiful because it pushes us to do our best, and I think I see that in the Bitcoin ecosystem and uh, in arts. Like, you go to these conferences and you see the pieces, and you can tell how much effort it's been put, and then when you start talking to the artist, you always discover so many layers of it. I remember seeing your piece in Amsterdam, and even you like, each part of it was so beautifully done, but then you had like the detail of the frame that was also like, I don't really remember, but it put dirt in your fingers. I think it was also done with the wheels, and I thought that was such a creative idea. Like, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, as I said, I I always like to think my works through. I have a concept in my mind, and then I'm trying. And I still like to do my maze paintings, which I started with, and I will show one this year as well in Nashville. But I will also reveal a new painting like similar to the one you saw in Amsterdam, but with a different image. It's just I want to evolve, never stop walking the walk, and it's also that a lot of new art is coming on the scene, and there are some great pieces. There are some great artists by characters, and yeah, I like this. Maybe it's not the correct word, but I like the competition in it. Not in a monetary way. I like the because we are all trying to say something, and I want to be you know also part of the artists who raised the bars also, for themselves, but also for the others. And yeah, I can't paint realistic, just like Jonat. Jonat is also here. She does beautiful, beautiful realistic paintings. So I have my techniques, and this is where I want to, what I want to be recognized for. Yeah.
I agree, mate. I think it's a mix of it's I feel like the artists in the space, I don't feel any competition, as you say, whatsoever. I think it's a more of a camaraderie, a more of
Hmm.
people putting out their best work, and people encouraging you to make your best work, because people want not only the best for you but the best for the community as well. It's really hard to describe him. I think I agree with you. It's really hard to describe in words unless you've kind of experienced it and been in the scene for a while. I mean, we only need to look at the spaces this evening and the amount of artists that have joined us here to support, which is awesome. And I would remind everyone at this juncture that this is an interactive space. As much as I like hearing the sound of my own voice, I really think it's much better when other people and other artists ask the questions. So if you want to ask a question to Raya or just make a comment or anything like that, please just request the mic and get on there. Zitra, like last week, Raya was commenting on your show, so it's about time you got your own back on him. I think so. You should step up as
He's
well.
at a barbecue. He's at a barbecue party. He wrote me a message.
Is he? Oh,
He's
right.
listening. He's listening, but he can't talk.
Oh, right. Okay. That. Oh, lucky. He's probably got, yeah, sorted it. Okay, mate. So let's. I want to also talk to you about, you've got your Bitcoin art, and also, I do want to mention as well that, again, like last week from Zitra, with the role of kind of Pepe, and what are your thoughts on him in kind of the space as an icon? Do you believe he is the Mickey Mouse of Bitcoin?
Mm, I got into Pepe also through Zitra and mostly also through Skrilla. Pepe was for me actually just like a new white canvas, digital, because I did works on super rare in 20, I'm not sure, 19 or 20, I'm not sure. But then I saw, um, I'm just doing the same stuff other people are doing. And then Pepe was just like a very liberal white canvas where the theme is given, but the interpretation is totally free. And of course, I liked the idea. I thought it was fun. I thought it was refreshing. Um, I liked the idea that it was on Counterparty and not on Ethereum. And yeah, the first, I remember the first fake rare was that I released was Series 2, but I really didn't think much about it. But I still today I actually like that approach a lot, because now so many patterns are made, and it's really hard to come up with something new. And we had those 1800 rare pepper cards before, which I didn't know, which was actually good, because it would have stopped me in many ways. But no, I like the idea of Pepe as something liberal. There's no negativity in the Pepe space. The groups are all open. It was or still is, a very beautiful space, um, with a lot of history and a lot of, it doesn't look like it, but with a lot of discipline in it, to do good and to be good, because you can go through the groups. There's no negativity, and yeah, I really really like it, and I wouldn't have met Hansel without Pepe, so it was worth just meeting Hansel to do the Pepes.
I agree. I think I'm willing to create loads of frogs just to meet Mr. Hansel. Drawing frogs, everything, worth it. Yeah, well, and there seems to be kind of like a backlash, kind of where Pepe's have been lumped in with kind of NFT, etc., as a description, as a kind of a derogatory term. What's your kind of thoughts on the kind of kind of the NFT kind of crowd, and how you distinguish that between that and Bitcoin art? I think there is a distinction, and you might disagree with that. And then going on to kind of like the ordinal debate, if you have an opinion on that yet.
Mm, I like to speak in a more intellectual way, but this is too much politics for me because it's very simple. Why should I? The only person who should restrict me of doing what I want to do as an artwork should be me. And if there are people, it doesn't actually matter if it's ordinals or NFTs. Um, I totally let everybody keep their opinion, but I don't want to be part of a group. Too much, not dogmatic. I'm very friendly with people from the anti-ordinal space. I mean, maybe I'm not sure, but openly I can say that Fractal and Crypt is pretty much anti-ordinate, but we are friendly, we respect each other. I like him, his artwork is great, and if he decides not to do it, and as a representative for this group, so be it. But if I would choose to do it, let me. And if I do something negative, which we could discuss about, then I'm happy to discuss about it. And I also do mistakes, maybe, but no. In case of what I want to do as an artist or an artwork, should be just my decision and not anybody's else. That's how I see it. And um, saying that, I'm actually not doing so much digital work lately because I just wanted to focus more on the physical uh, art space. But yeah, I think what you asked me is answered. Yeah.
No, I appreciate that, and I think I agree with you on it. I think it's Bitcoin art is freedom art, hence why I kind of called it the art of freedom. This whole art space,
Yeah. Good
and
title.
yeah, well, thanks, mate. I appreciate it. It came to me while I was in the shower, so I thought I'll better write that down. And yeah, this is what it's about, isn't it? It's about proliferating freedom, and empowering the individual as well against Big Brother. I think that's really important. And as artists, then we have to stand by what we believe in, and that comes through in the art then. And
Yes, and also for the ones, I mean, I'm a little bit older than you, and I have kids. I just imagining my kids when they're a little bit older, and it will be normal for them to be surrounded with whatever system Bitcoin is leading or representing. But to tell them that you've been there from the beginning, kind of, not the super beginning, but kind of where the movement got big and being a part of it, that drives tears into my eyes, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm so happy, and I'm also grateful to Zitra to found that space, to be part of it, of the story, and if you know. I think some people would say just creating a kind of legacy, and this is my legacy will be art, and hopefully it will still be on some walls when I'm not there anymore. But yeah, to be part of this new story, and so many things happened since I entered. Good, bad, frustrating, but also just along the people that I met. Just, just beautiful things.
you talked a lot about the legacy there, your legacy. What do you think the power of, or the legacy of Bitcoin art is, and what do you think its role is in kind of proliferating the message of Bitcoin?
That's There's no general answer to this. If you ask me for my opinion, it's when they found the first paintings of the uh, Neanderthals in the caves, people will be speculating, what just happened there. Just maybe also like just graffiti. People don't understand it. I'm actually not too interested to a mass adaptation of Bitcoin art because I like it as it is right now. But I don't want it to be too commercialized. But if you if I understand your question correctly, just be a part of this because Bitcoin art and cryptography, he could tell you more about it. But whenever the first conferences started, Bitcoin art was always represented straight from the beginning. So I think in this case, the art, Bitcoin art, is just part of really of the story. And yeah, when you see the first counterparty and NFTs and yeah, when cryptography started, yeah, it's actually part of the story. There's no other answer to that, I think.
I think so. I think that there's different ways how we're going to represent culture in the future, and Bitcoin art for me is an incredible documentation and not just kind of documentation in a very scientific way, but how we were feeling, how the people's mood was at the time, what were we thinking, what was important. And then I think as artists, I think we have not only a duty to represent that culture, but also kind of keep that message, and as you described there, kind of the torch being lit, so that the core beliefs of Bitcoin are then passed on to the next generation in an audio sense, a visual sense, or whatever other means that we have at our disposal in order to keep the culture alive.
Exactly, my friend.
Yeah, there we go, mate. Well, this has got really deep, Briar. I like this, mate. This is
Yeah,
lots of pondering about the future, and lots of thoughts around it. How have you seen then the Bitcoin art scene change? You mentioned there in your conversation that obviously, you say crypto graffiti can attest to it. You've been knocking around for a number of years now, mate, in a good way. So, what changes have you seen in your time in the space, and how do you think that's going to potentially change going forward, or what are your
yeah.
thoughts?
I what I've seen in the past and what I see now, the biggest change is that it's getting more into the direction where people don't just put a Bitcoin B on a painting or on a sign. Of course, everybody um, can do it, should do it in a way they desire to. But what I see, it's getting a little bit abstract, and it's getting a little bit more, yeah, more into the fine art world, which I really, really like to see. And it's more about really deeper meanings and other meanings. And I like it when I look into an art piece and I actually want to talk to the artist straight away and ask him 50 questions. And that's a change I saw. Was also pieces of yours, the mask you released lately. The image itself is known, and also one symbol um, which stands for the Bitcoin art movement. But man, I got not even 50, I got 100 questions for you, Nashville, about this piece, which I I highly respect you, but I couldn't believe when I saw that. It's fantastic, fantastic piece. And yeah, I think the quality changed, and yeah, the deeper meaning of being a little bit more abstract uh, is what changed, in my opinion.
First of all, thank you, mate, for the very kind words. I appreciate that, and I look forward to definitely having an non-alcoholic beer with you when we're out there and chilling, and that's going to be fun. And I'm more than happy to take you through the piece. That'd be great. But going back to what you said there, like I think Bitcoiners kind of have now. I think the understanding of Bitcoin has got further now, and I think Bitcoiners really appreciate kind of, as you say, the underlying ethos surrounding what we believe in. And whereas I kind of at the beginning, as you say, nothing wrong with putting a Bitcoin B on it. One of my first pieces ever. It's got a Bitcoin B bang smack in the middle. I'm very proud of it, and it's still on my site that you can see today. Um, and I'm happy to display it because it shows how far I've come as an artist. I think it's growing into this less of like a symbolism and more into kind of a movement, a feeling, where it's more than just money, and it's now become this cultural phenomenon that people are jumping on. And I really hope it, as you said there, I really hope it continues to go continues to go that way in the future. And I'm seeing some crazy ways of people now representing Bitcoin. I think is incredibly exciting in the future. And where do you think it's all going to go? Where do you see Bitcoin in the art in the future? Do you think it's going to go mainstream? Do you think it's still going to be this kind of niche, or
No, it's gonna go mainstream. I'm I'm almost 100% sure that it becomes mainstream. But till then, there's still time. There's still some water running down the river. To I want to do one step back because you said something interesting, which ignited an idea for me. The Bitcoin B symbol was actually, or is actually, it's like the key to the entrance of Bitcoin art because it's a little bit because one of my first pieces had a Bitcoin B, of course. It was a little bit like, look, I'm thinking the same like you. I'm in it. Uh, Please listen to me. Please look at my paintings. But then quickly, I changed, and I see people changing the theme and changing a little bit the symbolism. But you said it actually right about the symbolism, and yeah. But you see, with all the uh, technical inventions happening right now with AI, and to be honest, in my daily life, I use sometimes AI for my daily life. Um, we will see a transition in I think more artworks, more culture, but we have to filter what we really get out of it. You know, it's a little bit like social media, which is like the attention span is like 10 seconds or even less, and hopefully we will be still in that group where we look at our paintings or other paintings and take our time. But no, it's gonna get huge, huge and big. Just see the last conferences. I went to a blockchain conference with Zitra in Malta with I think I'm not sure 6,000 people. Five. I thought this is gigantic in 2018 or something. And then I went to Miami, and I don't have to say more. It was I couldn't believe it. And I think Nashville will be huge. I think politics are coming now into it. I think the presidential debate is into it, and I think it's gonna explode.
yeah, it feels like we're on the kind of the precipice at the moment, doesn't it? It's something big is happening, and it's become part of the U.S. presidential debate, which is crazy. There's rumours that Trump might be in Nashville, so we're gonna have to have a little game of who can photobomb Trump. That'll be quite good.
I'm a,
It's just
I'm a little bit worried because it's illegal to destroy fiat currency, and I really have this picture where the senators or whoever politics are going through the art gallery and they just see fuck fiat, the system is bad, everyone is lying, don't believe it. I did this year. I did some plugs for my paintings, and I explained a little bit the artworks. And yeah, I want to see. I would love to see a politician reading it and then see his reaction. It's bizarre actually.
it is bizarre, but I don't think Trump's got a lot of moral high ground. To be perfectly honest with you, mate, when it comes to kind of the law and breaking it. So, um, So yeah, but it is bizarre that these how far it's come, and and where it's going.
Where do you see it in the future?
I do see it. I have a vision in the future that Bitcoin art will be mainstream. It will be a voice to help everyone, to empower people to a brighter future. And the messaging that we're doing today is providing that vision and that dream for people as well. And that sounds cheesy in some ways, but I believe that. I believe that as a collective, we have a laugh and a joke, and this is great, and I love, hanging out with you guys and talking every Monday on this show. But I believe that we're doing something really important, and that's why I've kind of dedicated a lot of my time to it. And I believe what we're doing is really important for the future of our children, etc. Having that message of freedom, having that message of being able to stand up to some of these forces that threaten that, and just opening people's eyes to the truth of what's going on. So I think we've got an incredibly important role to play, and I think as our message grows, so will Bitcoin art, just as a byproduct of that. So I'm incredibly hopeful about the future because of the incredible stuff that our community is doing. That's my that's my
Yeah,
that's my personal take on it. Yeah. Okay. Just as a quick reminder, if anyone's joined us, you're listening to The Art of Freedom. We're just sitting down, chilling with Raya. I'm here with my cup of tea. I'm having a great time. It's a deep chat, this deep and meaningful chat, and that's what I'm really enjoying at the moment. I do need to mention at this point, Raya, we have got about 10 minutes or so left. If anyone wants to jump in and ask Raya a question, or whatever, or make a comment, just do it. Just jump on, and you can. This is the spaces for the community, and this is what we're here for, to supplement the community. I do need to mention here, Rye, that we do have a giveaway. Is that correct?
that's correct. That's correct. I see, because I'm in with my mobile and with my laptop. Right, currently it shows 23 people in the space, because I think people also can go in like invisible. But in the end, I will raffle an artwork anyway. So
Thank you, mate.
I'm
So,
I'm happy to.
so if you weren't aware of what's going on and just joining in for the conversation, which is great, I think you are giving away is it a physical original? Uh,
Yeah, I give away an artwork. I would no worries about postage or anything. I'll find something. Whoever wins it will. I will get in contact with him or her, and then we'll. I have a few things, and whatever you like the most, I will send it, because, as I said, in my daily life, there's something like karma, do good, and good things will come to you. I love that I have this discipline to stay positive in this space, which isn't always easy in the real world, but in this space, I'm always try to be very positive. And also, if I may use your platform, and whoever, an artist or an upcoming artist or somebody who's interested in art, if you have any questions after this, or you need any kind of advice, reach out, contact me. I did the same, and I never, not always get an answer. I didn't always get an answer, but it's the correct way and the right way to do it. I'm happy to share uh, my 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 knowledge, and what if I can do something for you, because I see Modeo Tech. He's also German. He's in the space. I didn't really know him, but we got to write a little bit, and yeah, I saw his artworks today. I have to plug in my website, so if anyone wants to check out my artwork, it's Raya ryr studio.com. And I added, who got the idea first? Somebody else got the idea first, but I think Asanoa, and I added a friends of mine button. So I linked to other artists. So if someone is scrolling through my website, he will see other artists, other platforms. There's scarcity. Also, really, we have to mention scarcity. Um, we actually have to talk a little bit about it because I think it's very important. Yeah, but there are other platforms. There's Chief Monkey's platform, Plebeian Market. There's a new platform coming up from Tommy. I think you have Tommy also in one of your next talks. Yeah, do good. Help others. So many people help me without asking for anything. Yeah, that's what I want to do. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about is because scarcity came to my mind. What do you think about the current and the last month of the auction art, or the art auctions this way? Because I have a little bit, I had a little bit of a fight with myself, because I saw the prices drop significantly, and I hesitated to sell my artworks because I have collectors, Physique, and but also others, or Bob is also here. And I thought I can't sell my artwork just to sell it for any price or low price, uh, because I would how do you say it? I thought it would be a disgrace to my collectors, because I have to protect also their decision to buy my artwork, and I can't just sell it for any price. My question is to you: what do you think about it? Am I stupid, or am I mad, or am I too too weird? Or because I couldn't believe what I saw on Scar City, that the prices were really cheap. And please, other artists, Jonas, you can also say something, because I saw you sold lately and you sold before. Isn't that something which is really what we can call tough times, hard times?
Yes, any of the artists that want to jump in on this, please come up to the mic and your offers.
Please.
But I agree. I think it's an interesting point at the moment where Bitcoin is kind of hovering. People are thinking that the potential is it's going to have a high upside at the moment. I have seen a lot of artists. Some of the art has been going dirt cheap and crazy in some of the auctions at the moment, and it has. You're right. It has been a bit crazy. Um, and I don't know the reason. I'm not sure whether collectors are holding on to their sats, hoping that it's going to go up in value. I'm not sure. I don't know whether people experience it's easier to sell in the bear markets compared to the bull markets. And that sounds crazy, but on to your other point, I think that um, I ultimately know Bitcoin is really cheap at the moment. I want to protect. Yes, I want to protect um, my collectors at all costs, because I really value them just like you do. And maybe it's a matter of putting a minimum on the sale of artworks as well. However, also I do believe in kind of the free market as well. So, and on top of that, I think the value of Bitcoin now is really is low compared to what it potentially could be. So any sats that I can get um, from sales of the auction, I'm really grateful for. But it's an incredibly tough balance, and I definitely don't have the answer with it, mate. And it's a question that I've kind of, in my mind as well, is thrown back and forth. I think we talked about this in Amsterdam as well. So it's just a really tough balance to get, isn't it? I don't know if anyone else has any answers out there, but please chime in if you do. Yeah,
There's a difference. There's a difference if you're a full-time artist, and you have to sell because you have the next bill coming up or the next thing. But I thought it's crazy, because if you see, I mean, the people, to be honest, they're, the collector circle, don't you think is big enough? There are a lot of people with a lot of Bitcoin, and I thought it was really difficult time for me to choose what I should do. It was tough. I didn't sell for a long time.
yeah, I think it is, mate. I think you've got to really stick to what your beliefs are. I think that's one thing Bitcoin has taught me, is just stay true to what you believe in. And I know your pieces are awesome, mate. So I have no qualms about them selling at all in the future. But yeah, it is tough as well. Like, I'm very fortunate that I say fortunate or not fortunate, depends which way you want to look at it. That Bitcoin art is not my main job. I'd love it to be, as I'm sure many other artists in here would be.
Do you? Would you? Would you?
I
Would
don't,
you? Would you
I
do
don't
it?
know. It's crazy, isn't it? It will be so many highs and lows. But I love doing it. I'm
Yeah.
incredibly passionate about it, and I'm very fortunate that my job kind of means that I can take my time on pieces, and even the nature of Bitcoin itself as well, mate. I think in the fact that its value increases over time means that I can, and I'm sure you can as well, like justify spending more and more time on these pieces, knowing that when you sell a piece, that the actual value will actually go up rather than it being kind of inflated away like fiat currency.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll see, my friend.
we'll
We'll see.
see. We'll see. But I also believe in just creating good art, putting it out there, and just keep doing that. I know it sounds like you're banging your head against the wall there, but you just got to keep doing the good things, keep doing the important spreading the message, making good art, and then what comes of it comes of it. And I think people will.
Even if it sounds that it's very hard, I tried for some time the conventional art world. That's way, 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 way tougher. Way tougher.
I reckon.
He
Sorry.
yeah, because they have their rules, and this rule goes on for I don't know how long. So you have to work with a gallery. You have to be splitting in half all the profits, and I didn't like that. So actually, it's not super easy right now, but actually it's very liberal and very free, and you can decide if you want to make more art or show less art. I think it's great.
It's the definitely the best scene to be in around that. And we talk about the traditional art world. I was very fortunate, and our mutual friend Dennis from Bitcoin Magazine worked for or I forget which auction house, one of the
Gagosian. He
Gagosian.
works for yeah, Gagosian. Yeah, yeah.
That's right. And some of the raw deal that the artist got there was just horrific. And so yeah, compared to that, but we can always keep supporting ourselves, and we're very, very fortunate in where we're at the moment, how Bitcoin art is coming in, and the great thing is that I don't know about you, but I have a lot of peer to peer kind of from my collectors as well, as I'm sure you do, and discussions with them directly, which is great. So yeah, I think it's tough times, mate, but like anything, we'll weather the storm. And this Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Bitcoin art is definitely not going anywhere. And as a consequence, I don't think we're going anywhere as well, which is great, because I wouldn't mind you around for the next 40 odd years, mate. That'd be quite fun.
Yeah, we will have fun. We will have fun.
So but I don't know. Judging by your profile pic, mate, it might not be 40 years. We don't know.
You will
Ah,
see. You will see. I take supplements. I eat healthy. I might have to lose a few pounds, but
that's all right, mate.
40 years should be manageable. No, no, I think
We'll get you.
we have to check. We have to check that Hansel will last another
Well,
40
this is it.
years.
We got to get, mate. The reason Hansel's lasted so long is because on the duck burger diet. So I don't know whether you know about this. It's quite simple diet. You go
No.
to a Bitcoin conference. You find out on the last day you've accidentally been given a whale pass, and then what you do is you realize that whale pass can access any of the burger vans in the actual arena. And then what you do is you sit right next to the burger van that's selling duck burgers, which are incredible. And then there's no limit on how many you can eat. And then just say it was one of my best days in my life. That I spent with Mr. Hansel there. So I think,
I,
yeah, and I'm sure he had a good time as well. So
I think they made a mistake because I had a whale pass in Miami as well, and I fed all the artists which were close to me. Cypherpunk now and Trevor Jones was around the corner with his wife, and yeah,
I
the whale pass is good, but I didn't get another one.
I think
And in Amsterdam, we got a few drinks also in the whale
you
area.
did, mate, and I'm so grateful because you are literally supporting the artist community out there. Us poor starving artists were you kind of got us past the bouncers, which is amazing. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
It was great because we got to check out your art and we got to eat steak sandwiches at the same time. So that was definitely one of the high points.
And had a great laugh.
So it's great. So yes. Right, mate. The time is coming where I'm going to wind the conversation down. But before we do that, I want to talk about you in Nashville and your piece in Nashville, and tell us as much as you can without kind of revealing too much, because I do think that mystique needs to be kept. And then anything else you want to talk about then as well. So let's start with Nashville, mate. What's going down? What piece have you got going then?
Yeah, Nashville, for the listeners who don't know my latest artworks, I I also like in this way, um, how should I phrase it? I'm painting. My paintings, they consist of thousands and thousands of dots. In the graphic design world, you call it halftone, and I really like that look. And these dots are made of I burn fiat banknotes till it's ash. And when you grind it a lot and you sieve it a lot, you will be left with pigments, black pigments or dark gray pigments, which I sprinkle over the dots. And what I really like about halftone is, and it was an accident on the screen. When you really look close to the screen, you can't see anything. And if you go away from the picture, it slowly comes together. And if you actually go way far, you really see details and a lot of details. And that's kind of the story which is always behind my paintings. The last painting was Boiler Room, which were press photos of the moments when the stock market crashed. And it was actually the ignition for a person called Satoshi Nakamoto to create something new in 2007 or 8 or whenever it really happened. And the new painting goes back even further. It goes quite a few years back further, but also the same technique, thousands and thousands of dots. And what Flo mentioned was there's a Japanese way to prepare wood, and it came to my mind to burn it. Um, and then I stuffed the frames with shredded money. And I want the person who buys or who collects this painting, every time he touches my painting, his hands will get dirty. There's no other way around it. No gloves. And it will remind you, hopefully, as a symbolism of filthy fiat money. So I always liked the idea that a painting never gets boring, and I hope that a collector who maybe buys one of these paintings will find out really late about this little Easter egg that the frame is actually burnt wood and it's not clean and maybe ruin the wall, but I don't really care. Yes, and I will show another mace painting, but yeah, just watch out. It wouldn't do any difference to tell you about the painting which I will release today, but I think it's great to just give a few hints in the next days and weeks coming up to Nashville. Yeah,
Amazing, mate.
can't wait to see your piece. Can't wait to see your piece.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Customs has already seen my piece and they didn't like it, so that's like, so they quickly disposed of it. But I'm working on another one, so hopefully that will be there in time. But I really appreciate that, mate, and I really look forward to seeing your piece, mate. And it's as you said, the boiler room there, that was an epic effect. I really,
Pleasure,
that
pleasure.
was
A lot
really
of
really
pleasure.
cool. We have run out of time, my friend. Have, is there anything else that I haven't said or that needs to be said?
One question is, do we have to take a screenshot of the people here?
I think we do, yeah, because it's the people at the end, isn't it? So how many have we got in here? Yeah, we've definitely got enough. So 22 people in here now, I think. Plus any.
So please do me a favor. You do the screenshot,
Yep,
maybe,
I'll do that. So I'll do.
and we can talk afterwards about the raffle, and you can post it actually on your Telegram group, the great Telegram group of
I
yours.
appreciate that, mate. We'll work something out where,
Yeah.
where we'll get it out to people, and yes, and if anyone wants to find out about the whether they've won a Royal Original, join the Telegram group. Which I have I got a link to it? I probably.
There would be, yeah, no, you have to do it. We have to say, if you want to find out if you have won, you have to join the Telegram group.
Right, there we go then.
That's actually great marketing.
This is it. This is it. Well, make it. It's Bitcoin art making it up as I go along. So, right. So what I'm going to do now, actually, in the group.
No, thank you everyone who came in to listen to me. It's not always easy for me in English, but I think I made it. I made it through. And whoever wants to reach out, uh, Raya Artist on Twitter, Raya Studio on Telegram, rayastudio.com in the web. Ah, there's no way to not find me.
I really appreciate that, mate, and I really appreciate you coming on today, talking to us. It's been an absolute joy, and I think you've posed some really interesting and insightful comments and questions as well for us Bitcoiners. And mate, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to Nashville, and I'm looking forward to watching Citra ride that bull, that rodeo bull.
Yeah, definitely. And we should, in the future, we should do another one. I mean, there's always new things to tell, new things to talk about. I really like the format of yours and Flo's, and thank you for doing it.
Thank you, mate, and I really appreciate the artist community as well, supporting this as best as possibly can, and 100%, mate. You're welcome back anytime. Come on, we'll have Hansel. Hansel's going to be on in the future. I want to get Yona on. I want to get Gus on. I want to get many others that are in this room on to talk about Bitcoin art, and would really appreciate your input as well.
Get Jonat always also. Jonat, great.
Yes, 100%. Yona.
I got her screen print. I got her last screen print. This goes onto my wall next to yours. I got your screen print as well.
Oh, amazing. There we go.
It's beautiful.
Yonat, yeah, here's the official invite going out live now, so I'm going to
Yeah,
get you
please.
on. All right, there we go. Thank you very much, everyone who's listened in today. We really appreciate coming in, listening to along to the latest in Bitcoin art. We'll be back same time next week. Flo might be in again, depending on whether she drowns or not in Calgary. So thank you all for turning up today. Thank you very much. Thank you to our guest Raya for turning up. Just lastly, say have an amazing creative week, and hopefully this has inspired you to go out and create some more art. So yeah, Raya, last words.
I love you all.
Perfect. That's a
I really
that's
do.
a great
Thank
note
you.
to end on. Have a good week, everyone.
Bye.